video, I'm going to talk to you guys about what I feed my daughter. Um, Basically, when I went vegan, my daughter is 3 years old at the moment, and I'm a single mum, so I can I'm the one who, provides the food and does everything pretty much. So when I went vegan for ethical reasons. I went vegan because I didn't want to hurt the animals anymore. And I realised that you can get adequate, if not optimal, nutrition taking meat and dairy out of your diet. So, in regards to that, we were eating meat and dairy before I went vegan. My daughter used to have a cup of warm milk before bed, and we never used to have a lot of meat because we don't have a lot of money. So I used to kind of ration the meat. So we'd maybe share a chicken breast a day. So it was never really a lot of meat anyway. So it was quite easy for me to just take away the chicken, take away the meat, and just up the carbohydrates. So I just, give us extra bits of that. At the beginning, I was really obsessed about protein. I was like, like all non-vegans usually are, where'd you get your protein from? Where'd you get your protein from? So we were having a lot of peas, a lot of beans. Um, what else? I used to have a lot of tofu as well. I used to just grill it and season it, so it was kind of like, it looked like halloumi almost, and put that on salads and things. We used to eat a lot more nuts. Um, my daughter does still eat a lot more nuts than me. I'm doing more 80-10-10 at the moment, which is 80% 80% of my calories come from carbohydrate, 10% from protein, and 10% from fat. Basically, I used to give us a lot of protein. We had a lot of peas with our dinner, like a lot of peas, a lot of things like that. And the more I learned about nutrition as my veganism, my vegan journey went on, between the space of 5 months, I've learned a lot. Like, for example, the minimum requirement for protein in humans is like 2.5%, or like 3% of our daily calories need to come from protein for us to not for us to be able to repair our bodies and like our muscles and things like that, which is ridiculous considering I was like eating like 40% of my, not 40%, but a lot more from fat. I would have said, because I can't really afford the high protein things. But a lot of my calories are coming from fat, and a lot of coming from like fat to get the protein. Like, I was eating a lot of nuts to get the protein because I thought you needed a lot of protein, especially because I was very sporty, very active. I thought you needed a lot. So once I learnt this figure, and once I learnt that you can eat as little as 5% of your daily calories from coming from protein, and you won't be ill, you won't wither away. In fact, it is in a lot of cases, if not all cases, optimal for you to be eating that amount of percentage of your calories coming from protein, which is just blew my mind really, because this whole time I'm like obsessing about protein, like, like me and my daughter are just going to be a bag of bones if we don't, consume these higher protein like food items. So that was a revelation in itself, and that's something I really want to spread around with people. Like, you don't have to be obsessed with protein. Like, you can survive on like such a little percentage. Like, and it's basically as long as you are not eating pure refined sugar, or pure refined oil, or something silly, like something really a really refined concentrated source of one macronutrient like oil or sugar, like processed sugar. As long as you're eating a sufficient amount of calories, you can't be protein deficient. Like, if you're eating just only fruit, only vegetables, and you're eating enough calories, so if you're eating like, you probably wouldn't or couldn't, but if you were eating like 2,500 to 3,000 worth of calories from cucumbers, you would still not be protein deficient. I wouldn't want to eat that many cucumbers personally. I prefer, like, having bananas and dates and rice. But I'm still not protein deficient. I'm running amazingly. Like, my runs now are just so effortless because I've got so much glycogen stored up in my muscles from the large quantities of carbohydrate I'm eating. It's just amazing. So once I learnt that nutritional piece of information, everything kind of changed for us. Like, I was no longer, obsessing about chickpeas and trying to, make chickpea cookies and things like that to try and get the protein in my daughter's diet and my diet. Now my daughter will just eat a large quantity of fruit and lots of cucumbers, and she likes nuts. She does like nuts, so she'll eat nuts. She eats, like, sometimes I give her, like, bean burgers and stuff like that for dinner. Veggie sausages she loves. She eats lots and lots of pasta, lots and lots of rice. Like, she'll have bowl after bowl after rice. She eats lots of salad. She eats lots of raisins. I make her banana ice cream. She loves that. My banana ice cream. She eats lots of porridge. She eats loads of things, and they're all, she even eats toast, and I've got butter-free spread for her, which she likes, and you can get some with B12 in it as well, which is the only problem with a vegan diet is the B12, and that's only because our soil is so rubbish nowadays that we don't get the vitamin B12 through the food that we normally would. Like, we'd usually get them on potatoes, and then they would be on the skins of the potatoes when we're eating them, but our soils are so poor nowadays, and most people are supposed to kind of produce it in the body as well, but where we've evolved, we no longer really do that. And most people are protein deficient, really. Like, even people that eat meat are protein deficient, not protein deficient, sorry, are B12 deficient. So it's not just a vegan problem, it's an everyone problem. We're all B12 deficient and should all take a supplement, really. Like, meat isn't the cure for B12 deficiency. A supplement is, and not an ingested one. It has to be like a spray or an injection, because it's the problems with the B12 is a lot to do with the absorption. Like, we're not able to absorb the B12 adequately. So that I give my daughter one little multivitamin, and it's only really for the B12, because I know she eats lots of, like, carrots, lots of cucumber. She loves celery. She'll eat apples. She'll eat pears. She'll eat she eats, like, bananas, raisins, dried prunes, dried apricots. She'll eat most fruits, really. So I'm kind of fine with that. And the only thing is, and I do talk to her about veganism a little bit. Like, I don't want to burden her with the problems of the world. That's the thing. I want to be honest with her, but at the same time I don't want her to, it's hard because I want her to be aware, but I don't want her to feel burdened by the pain of it, because I know I do. So I keep things quite simple. Like, sometimes she says, like, why don't I drink milk or something like that, or, like, she'll say, should we get milk? And I said, like, sorry honey, that hurts cows. That milk needs to go to the baby cows. And she'll go, oh, like, I don't want to hurt the cows, sort of thing. So we kind of say that to her, and even the first time I said that, I was like, oh, is that going to be too harsh for her to overcome? But then the way I thought about it was, if she wanted to wear fur, I would have, like, no problem in turning around and go, no, sorry honey, we don't wear fur because that hurts animals, But I think it's because she'll see the whole kind of, she'll see people eating meat, and she'll see people like the rest of my family, she'll see them eating meat, and she'll put two together, and she might feel upset by that. Like, she might see my mum or my sister or something eating meat and be like, oh, that hurts an animal. And I do worry about that, but at the same time, I suppose I've just got to be honest, not graphic, but keep it to her age level, but be honest with her. Like, if you don't want to hurt animals, then you shouldn't eat meat. Because I wish I had been given that option or when I was young. So that's the way I've just got to think about it. Although because she is still 3, and even though she is very aware of her age, she still doesn't really understand everything exactly. So she will like go around to my mum's on, like, we go round to my mum's on a Sunday, and she will eat lunch with everyone else, and she'll eat eggs and she'll eat ham, and I just I sit there trying not to think about it. And the reason I let her do that is because I don't want to be the one who turns around and goes, oh no, you're different, I want it to be her choice, and I want her to be a vegan. Of course I want her to be a vegan. I want the whole world to be a vegan, but the reason I want it to be her decision. I don't want to force anything onto her. I want her to be a vegan because she believes it's right, and because she believes it's the right thing to do. So I'm just going to, as she grows up, I'm just going to give her the information, and then she can do what she wants with it. Of course, I will not purchase any non-vegan items, so there'll be no non-vegan food in our house. I will provide her with yummy, tasty vegan alternatives, so she doesn't feel like deprived or left out or different, or so she gets that experience of yummy vegan food, and I've kind of opened her up to that and brought her up on that. So when she's older and she thinks about her childhood, she'll think about that food and have those emotional relationships with them. And also she'll just be generally aware that they exist, which is like everyone just like who's a non-vegan, they just automatically go for the non-vegan stuff because it's there. They won't go down the vegan aisle and try and look for vegan food, even though it might taste nicer and it might be a different thing or something yummy that the kids might like. So at least she's aware that these products exist. And as well, I don't like when she goes to a birthday party or something, I don't go, oh no, Molly can't have any cake. I won't say that, because it's just like it's just kind of like I don't want her to be the different one. I don't want her to associate veganism with being different and being left out and having her decisions made for her. Or I want her to see veganism as this wonderful ethical decision that she has come to and she has made because she thinks it's the right thing to do. And that's my take on it. That's how I feel like is the best thing for me to do about this. So I feel like that's the best way to take this issue on, and how to bring her up so that she will come to veganism eventually, because I just hope I raise her, like, obviously she might not, and that's something I'm going to love her however she is, and I'm going to love her whatever she does and whoever she decides to become. Whether I think that's the right or wrong thing to do it's not my life, it's her life, and I respect her life. So I can just give her, like, this is what I do in the whole of my mothering anyway, is I will give her the information, I will give her the tools, and I will give her the emotional support in whatever decision she makes in life. I'm just going to be there to help her when she wants my help, and to give her the information, and to, if it all comes crumbling down, I'm going to be there for a cuddle. So that's the way I'm going to do it. And I hope she'll appreciate all the hard work I do, and how hard it is sometimes to you want them to be you want them to make the right choices in life, but you can only do what you can do, can't you? And I'm gonna love her to bits however she decides to be, whoever she decides to be. So yeah, that's my story about how I'm bringing up my daughter. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, bye.